Today we're going to show you how we're using chickens to fertilize our fruit trees. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and today we're actually going to be talking about a unique way that we're going to be fertilizing, or one of the ways we're going to be fertilizing our fruit trees here in the orchard. So what we have behind me is a chicken tractor. I'll link a video that actually shows the kind of chicken tractor that we're using. It's actually a chicken tractor designed by John Siskovich, and he raises broilers just like we're doing on a pasture setting. So we're going to be doing the same thing, but one of the things when we first had the idea of building an orchard for ourselves and having a lot of fruit trees is, what are we going to use to fertilize them? And I kind of had this, I don't know if you want to call it a dream or idea, and it just came to me one night. So I guess it was a dream. It was usually happen at night. But I kind of had a dream and woke up, and what I know we need to do, we need to take chickens and we need to use chickens inside the orchard itself and fertilize the trees where they're at. So really didn't know exactly what that was going to entail. But as we decided on this chicken tractor design, we built our first one. It was a nice big, 60 square foot, 6x10 chicken tractor that we're going to be using on our pasture. And actually I'll link that as well if you want to see how we are designed our pasture, and it's coming along great. But we have that big chicken tractor to go on our pasture. So I was thinking, well, we can use that same design, pare it down just a little bit, so make it smaller, not hold as many birds, but it would actually fit into our orchard rows. So the rows between our orchard rows, which is what you're going to see around me now. So and you're actually getting a small glimpse of one corner of the orchard. I've got a handful of trees back here. What's around me is a couple different apple trees. There's 2 apple trees on either side of Lori. I've got an Anna apple tree here. We've got a Trevita orange tree behind me that's dropping some oranges because of some bird pressure, which is strange. Another apple tree here, a couple other things going on, but give you an idea of the orchard. And then if Lori pans down, you can see what the rows between our orchard rows looks like. So we didn't have it quite this wide before, so we've widened it just a little bit. So they're about 4 feet wide. And the chicken tractor design, we took John's design and we pared it down. So this one's a little bit smaller. Instead of a 6x10, this one's about 4x8, right around 4x8. So the plan is to have about 10 to 15 broiler chickens in this one. And what we do is we take this tractor and we move it down the orchard row. So it does a couple things. Number one, it'll fertilize the ground here. These trees are getting big and they're going to get even bigger. So the roots will be in this area. So we'll also be watering behind the chickens, creating a nice little pasture that kind of goes down our orchard rows. So it stays nice and green as opposed to the dirt that we have here now. So the chickens are obviously going to fertilize the ground, fertilize the pasture that'll eventually be here, and then they'll be eating the pasture as it grows in. And then of course what'll happen at the same time is they're going to be pooping all over the place like they do, because that's what chickens do. So we'll have a lot of chicken manure down here, and we can leave some of it here. We can also scrape some of it up into the orchard itself to help fertilize the trees. So we can use it either way. So I know we've talked a little bit about the chicken tractor design before, because this is shorter, it's not quite as big. Right now we've got about, I think we got 11 birds in here. There's 11 birds. Lori's nodding at me, yes. And actually these are our test birds. These are our red broilers, our red ranger birds that we're trying. They're going on 5 weeks old. So if Lori wants to come in, we'll kind of show you the inside of the tractor. These guys will try to come out because they're pretty rambunctious. Hey buddy. But you can kind of see how big they are. So at 5 weeks, we've got Cornish cross chickens in the large tractor. They're a little bigger than this, but these have feathered out much more nicely. And they're a lot more active than the Cornish cross is. So, but ultimately you can kind of see the design, the handful of greens. We throw some greens in here for them during the day usually, off the pasture or just anywhere else on the farm where we get greens, we'll throw them in here for them. We also do barley from time to time that we sprout. We put sprouted barley in here as well, since we don't have an established pasture back here. But ultimately, these guys are doing really good. They like being out here. And of course, they're pooping everywhere. So, which is what we want. But ultimately, this is the idea that we have. One of the ways that we're going to be fertilizing our fruit trees here on the farm in our orchard. So we wanted to share that with you guys. So glad you joined us today. So this is Dwayne and Lori reminding you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. So today we're going to be showing you how we're using chickens to fertilize our orchard, and at the same time eating the chickens after they fertilize our orchard. That's dumb. Today we're going to show you how we're using fruit trees to fertilize our orchard. That's not right.